rise and shine.
Hey, my crew, hey, surf up, wave, hobbit, sipping acorn.
Hello everybody, my name is Amara, and today I am going to show you my August slash quarterly curriculum. Okay, if this is your first time seeing my face, this is your first time on my page, what I do here, we do lifestyle, we do fitness, we do that kind of stuff, okay? Your day-to-day things. She's an average gal doing average gal things, and you just get to enjoy the show. Today, I want to show you guys what I have curated as my August slash quarterly curriculum. Now, if those words mean nothing to you, and if you're really confused, don't worry, I'll give you a little backstory. So, on TikTok, I was just scrolling, as one does, and I came across this TikToker. Her name is Parmesan Princess. I believe her government name is Elizabeth Jane. I should probably fact check that. But Elizabeth Jean, see, that's why we always correct. Her name is Elizabeth Jean. And what she does is every single month she puts together kind of a curriculum or just things she wants to learn that month. The whole focus is just to keep your brain engaged and just learning new things, because in your adult years, if you're not someone who's in a master's or a PhD program, how often are you learning new things? I'm gonna say you're not. And just because the fun facts on TikTok don't really count, okay? Because you're taking these things, you're building this curriculum to learn and apply, you know? Okay. So I really liked that idea, and I was like, oh, I definitely want to participate in this movement because so many girls are doing it right now, which I love, because we need hobbies, not boys. Anyway, but if I'm being honest, the way my brain works, I know that there were a couple things that would not work in my favor to participate in this. Number one being, because there's no like grade, the chances of me actually doing it for the full month are slim to none. They're slim to none. Like, I could probably get you a good strong week of learning about trains, and then that's it. That's it. So I knew whatever I had to do, it had to be super applicable to me and what I had going on. Otherwise, I wouldn't try very hard. Two, I realized doing monthly wouldn't be beneficial to me because I would spend half the month trying to figure out what I'm gonna do for the next month, if that makes sense. So I decided to go off of a more quarterly basis because that way I could actually really get into things. So that's kind of the backstory. That's how we ended up with this idea. Now, when it came to, okay, what ideas am I going to learn about? I knew they had to be applicable to me. So it either had to really cater to my interests, duh, or it had to do with some sort of like self-help betterment situation, so that it would be something that I could continuously work on and learn and participate in. So I kind of sat and she sat, and I was like, okay, what does my life look like right now? Where do we need help? Where have I always needed help? What can I do? And the two main pillars that I was kind of bouncing between were finances and overall like mental health slash wellness. I think that those are two things that like a lot of us could really be tapping into. Not to talk about your business, but I feel like we could all use some help there, okay? So I found my pillars. I was going to do financial whatever, and then I was going to do health whatever, and then I sat and was like, okay, now that I have this to kind of bounce off of, now I need to put together the curriculum, which the curriculum is basically the texts you're reading, the activities you're doing, and whatnot, like you would in a normal class. But the catch is, I didn't want to spend so much time in the preparation phase of trying to put this together that I never actually executed anything. So I didn't want to dwell too much on putting together said curriculum. So somebody had a bright idea in the comments to go to like prestige colleges' websites and kind of take a peek at the free courses that they offer. I said, genius. So that's exactly what I did. So I went to Harvard and I went to browse their free courses that they had. They're only free for a certain amount of time, and then you have to pay if you want all the features. But it's a great starting point, okay? With all of that, I went to the library because now I know what I want to learn about. I kind of have some activity worksheets to go off of. I did want to offer myself some texts that I could read, annotate, take notes with, like I was in school. I decided to make course 1 my personal finance course, which is just about money management, all of those things, personal finance. There's so many books, but I only picked 2. Just because I feel like you could always be better with your money and managing your money, and I feel like I got to a point in my personal life where I had a lot of this motivation to kind of like do better, but I really didn't know how, and I felt like I didn't really have the tools to do so. So this whole curriculum thing I'm really using as a way to do a self-improvement process without it feeling so mundane and so like whatever. Okay, so now let's get into the actual tools, the things that break down the class. So like I said, the first class that I'm attending this quarter is my personal finance class. So I picked up 2 books that one got recommended a couple times and some TikTok comments, and then one that she leapt into my arms. So the first one is The Money Edit. It gives you the confidence and the clarity to understand money at whatever stage you're at in life. Take back control of your financial situation, period. So I got this book. And then I got, well, you can't really read the stickers in the front, but it says, "We should all be millionaires." And this is the actual cover. And it's just a woman's guide to earning more, building wealth, and gaining economic power. Okay, yeah. This book was highly recommended, so I got it because it just happened to be available at my library. So that's what I'm reading. I have the personal finance course to take, but then I was like, okay, what actual activity, what's my final? Again, now if you're not somebody who really cared about school, and if you're not, if those things didn't interest you, this might not be your most favorite activity ever, because why do you want to assign yourself homework if you don't have to? Again, that's why I decided to make it more self-improvement, self-help, so that it didn't feel so much like I was under the restraints of going to school. But I was like, I need some sort of final. How do I know, or what can I work on continuously throughout this quarter to consistently, actively pursue said goal? So for my finance class, my final, which it's not done till this is done, is the 100 envelope saving challenge. Now, I decided that this would be my challenge because, one, there's a reward at the end, okay? There is a reward. It's $5,000. And 2, I've always been seeing things about it, and my dad actually purchased this. Never used it. I literally just took it. I just took it out the plastic. He just happened to have it, and I said, okay, well, if you don't use it, I'll use it. So now here we are. But I thought this would be a fun, quirky, silly way to, stay motivated for the personal finance of it all. And then that way, this is how I would grade if it's working or not. Is the envelope full? So, there was that. Then the next class that I have enrolled myself into is more of a mental health, health and wellness class, which kind of breaks down into a couple different subsections, but primarily is focusing on productivity. I'm taking a look into whatever the heck I had going on in life. An area that I always struggle with the most is procrastination and productivity, but I also think that has to do with something that maybe could require a medicated service. I'm not quite sure, but for now we're just gonna read these books. So the first book that I got is the Feel Good Productivity. This one I've already started reading first, and so far I really like it. But it's basically about how to remain productive in a way that feels fun, literally, that feels good, that's not boring, because a lot of times being productive seems super mundane, and how can you make your everyday tasks exciting for you? And then, okay, they got me. I'm sorry. Atomic Habits. They got me. I'm sorry, okay? Part of me was like, is it that bad? Like, I wanted to see for myself. Every man that's ever tried to ruin my life has had this book on his bookshelf, so I don't know what that means. But nonetheless, I have it now. So what does that mean about me? Now, oh my gosh, am I the problem? Oh no. Oh no. But anyway, so these are the two books that I'm reading for the wellness, like the mental aspect of it. I decided, like, how could I, obviously you can gauge this by you feel better, right? You're getting the things done. But again, I wanted an activity because I feel like that helps me stay engaged. So this activity, I'm doing morning pages. So every morning I write a couple pages, just a free flow of consciousness, just writing what comes to my brain, no matter how random it is, and just start the day with a brain dump. So I've already done 2 days, and I really like it, actually, because I do it before I get on my phone. So it's just literally the thoughts I woke up with, and I felt like this would really help me stay interactive with the wellness portion, because I can stay in touch with what's happening up here, and that's how I'll gauge if it's working. So for over the next 6 weeks, basically, I'm going to be reading books. I'm going to become a whole new person in 6 weeks. Ideally. Ideally, she'll be a whole new person. She'll have a couple extra dollars. Like, I just feel like right now, I really want to just do better. Do better, be better. And I've made small choices and small changes here and there that I'm noticing that are helping, but I feel like I'm not at my full potential. I am not doing things to the best of my capabilities, and not necessarily out of negligence. I just really don't know what that looks like because I haven't done it. So I'm hoping that by kind of really sitting down and forcing myself to analyze all the inner parts of me, I don't want to use that, don't analyze my inner parts, to kind of be forced to sit and just look at not just the big picture, but every single thing that I do and how I operate in all these different instances. Hopefully that allows me to make the changes, because the problems are literally in my face. But yeah, I'm just so happy that I came across that TikTok and that I was able to make it applicable to me because I wanted to participate. That's it. That's the tweet. And with that, I will see you when I see you.
Look up, hey, my crew, hey, surfer, wave, habit, sipping acorn.